What's going on, Jets fans? DT back with another training camp recap video. Day 4 for the New York Jets in what was the longest practice so far this camp in their back together weekend, as all 32 teams are officially back and playing football. Couple quick notes. Justin Fields ramping up more after the dislocated toe injury he suffered earlier this week. He was out of practice for the most part, did warm-ups and a little bit of light throwing yesterday, but today he practiced in the 7-on-7 period, even going 7 for 7 passing in that 7-on-7 period, including a deep middle pass to Tyler Johnson for a touchdown. Braylon Allen looked really good. He had a one-handed catch. It seems like he is progressing every single day as well. So love to see that out of your running back too. AG opened up open tackling drill today, which I thought was very interesting. It seemed like something we never would have seen in years past. And when asked at the podium, he said it gives them an opportunity to teach. And I think the coolest part about this drill was Sauce went up against Garrett in one of the reps, and Sauce made a very good form tackle, according to most of the reporters that were there in attendance. So you love to see Sauce, becoming a better tackler little by little. Obviously, we need to see it full speed in a game, but I like the fact that AG is having these drills that teach fundamentals, right? It seems like the fundamentals were very laxed last year. And if you don't have your fundamentals, you can't play at a high level in this league and you will be undisciplined. And like AG said yesterday, undisciplined teams do not win games. So love the open tackling drill. It seemed like players responded very positively to that. Even Brees Hall mentioned that this year it's a better atmosphere. You want to come into work, you're more eager to come into work because there's stability here, where last year there was not much stability at all in the organization. So Brees Hall definitely dropping some subtle hints that this year everybody's more bought in for sure, and that's a great feeling, right? AG and Muji in their first 6 or 7 months have done a pretty good job of instilling a better attitude, a better mindset, and that's going to go a long way to hopefully creating a culture that will find wins and sustainable success like he's talked about all spring. So Brees certainly buying in and saying that the offensive players are buying in to Tanner Engstrand, how his run scheme concepts are opening up things in the pass game, and you can have the same play and run a play action off of it, even though you ran a run play off of it earlier in the game. So that's the stuff that we want to see from offenses in the NFL in the year 2025. You want to be unpredictable. You want to show the same look to the defense and be able to run multiple different plays out of it, not similar plays, but very drastically different plays out of it. So Brees Hall is definitely buying into the offensive scheme that Tanner Engstrand is trying to implement. On the defensive side of the ball, AZ Thomas, rookie third rounder, continues to just skyrocket and turn heads at practice. He had a great diving interception on a Brady Cook throw. The receiver was moving from right to left across the middle of the field. He undercut it, had a great diving catch to pull it in. So AZ, continuing to show out, even though it is only his fourth practice as an NFL player. Will McDonald continuing to dominate. I mean, I understand it's a rookie in Armand Membu, but it was a top 7 pick in Armand Membu. So there is a talent level there with Membu where it's not just some 4th or 5th round rookie, right? So Will McDonald dominating. He had one of his most lethal spin moves, according to all the beat writers in attendance. And then he had a pancake on Armand Membu where he absolutely flat backed him and got into the backfield and pressured Tyrod Taylor. So Will McDonald, I mean, in year 3 now, like I think this is going to be that great leap year for Will McDonald, and he could go from 10.5 sacks to 13.5 sacks, or even possibly more if given the opportunity with JJ being hurt. So McDonald and Membu is still coming on strong. I can't wait for the pads to come on, I believe, Monday they're going to do it. That's their 5th practice. And I was told on the 5th practice, that's when the Lions put the pads on. I'm not sure if that's league regulated. You had to go through a couple practices first, but I would assume Monday could be the first day the Jets are in pads. So this one-on-one matchup between McDonald and Membu is certainly going to ramp up next week. Peyton Page, the UDFA defensive interior player from Clemson, he was also a standout, blowing up multiple run plays. Nick Faria also reporting that he drew a holding penalty on the offensive lineman. So it looks like he is showing that quick first step, getting into the backfield, whether it's a run or a pass play, creating havoc for the offense. And as a UDFA at a position where we don't know a ton about anybody outside of Quinnen Williams, maybe he is able to, ascend up the depth chart and potentially take somebody's job or be a rotational edge or a defensive interior player next to Quinnen Williams in certain situations. So with that position being completely up for grabs, it's good to see somebody like Peyton Page making a splash. And then just a quick special teams update. Harrison Mevis, according to, I believe, Zach Rosenblatt, went 7 for 7 in a kicking period. And then Caden Davis went 6 for 7, and his only miss was from 50-plus yards. So all in all, we're getting a lot more positives out of this camp, right? It's only 4 days, and I don't want to over-exaggerate some of the positive things that are happening, but it seems like once we found out Justin Fields' toe injury was just a toe injury and nothing more severe, we've been getting, a nice trend of positive information, in my opinion. So a lot to look forward to at this camp. I believe they're off tomorrow, and then they reconvene Monday for their 5th practice. And like I said, I think that's going to be the practice where they put on the pads. So really excited to see what this team does next week as we continue to ramp up. Obviously, we're on JJ watch at this point. He's on the PUP list, but at any time, once the team doctors medically cleared Jermaine Johnson, he will be back out there, hopefully sooner rather than later. I want to see JJ get some reps, maybe not necessarily like live team reps or in the joint scrimmages, but I want to see JJ get out there and start getting back into football shape, because I understand he's hitting his PRs and his explosives are good and he's running really fast, but when you got to cut and change direction on a dime and really play at play speed, or a game level speed, excuse me, I think that's when, you're really going to be testing that Achilles. So excited to see JJ get ramped back up. That's going to do it for this one. Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're new. I'm DTereman, and I will catch you guys next time.